Welcome to the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. What I'm about to tell you, I want to present to you, anytime I make a video, I always try and present a spider web of reasons things are. Because that's the adult way of looking at things. And I want to treat you as adults because you are adults. I'm not going to talk to you as if you're a child. So, when I talk to you, nothing is black or white, yes or no, on and off, on or off. Everything is a whole spider web of things. If somebody is evil 90% of the time, yes, they're evil. But even still, if they say something right, you as an adult need to say, well, in this case, he's absolutely right, and I can stand behind that. That's the problem with... I don't want to even get into that right now. Your news treats you like a child, so you behave like children. Your news says everything is black or white, on or off, yes or no. There is no in between. No. If the news says a doctor said... blah, 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 you need to go and find at least 50 other doctors, because I can guarantee you about half of them are going to be paid by, Evil Corp, right? And Evil Corp says, I'm going to give you $1 million to say brushing your teeth with sugar is good for you. And the news is going to say, we have 9 doctors who say brushing your teeth with sugar is good for you. Don't think it can't happen? It used to happen. I want to say to you, 70% of you with ManBoobs, it's not your fault. Not 70% of you. 70% of the reason you have ManBoobs is not your fault. Yes, only about 30% of what you actually do to yourself is your fault. But I'm here to tell you it's a battlefield, and you're just a guinea pig. You're just a grunt. You're just a meat shield. What I'm about to tell you will fight against that. You can do it for 30 days, but what I'm about to tell you, you can do for the rest of your life to fight it, and then this will never be a problem for you. And if you continue it past the 30 days, you will see other things start fixing themselves. Ready? 50 years ago, the majority of everyone were thin. Was thin? Everyone was thin. And the idea of ManBoobs was just unheard of. Several things changed. The proliferation of plastic, the onslaught of sugar in our diet, and the complete lack of nutrition from the stuff that we eat. Mostly plants, that I'm talking about. ManBoobs isn't a disease. If after 30 days there has been no change in your ManBoobs, you go see a doctor because you have something else. It's proof that our natural state and our normal state of affairs is ridiculously out of whack. Meaning, if I eat burgers and fries, for the most part, I'm not going to develop ManBoobs. If I have a natural state of I wake up in the morning, shower, walk to work, walk to lunch, and then walk home, eating burgers and fries actually is not going to give you ManBoobs. Especially if you make the burger and fries yourself, right? So something is out of whack. So here's my protocol that I'm going to fix your ManBoobs in 30 days with. Number 1, get rid of everything plastic in your house. Replace it with glass, stainless steel, or wood. Except for your computer and phone, everything else is really debatable about it being plastic. That means furniture stuff or appliance stuff, you can get the luxury version of that in stainless steel, in cast iron. You're right. You know what I'm talking? You know what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying? There's a luxury version that is etched glass, stainless steel, brushed wood, polished wood, right? Absolutely shy away from eating or drinking out of plastic. Here's the problem. Plastic puts estrogen in your diet, which creates man boobs. But then people will say, what about BPA free? Well, here's a little secret that you probably do not know, none of you. There isn't just BPA. There's BPB, BPC, all the way up to BPS. And if something says that it's BPA free, it doesn't mean it's BPB free or BPC free. You have 20 other substances that you have, toxins that you have to get rid of. And we're talking about a petroleum-based product. You're not supposed to eat off of petroleum. That is toxic. There is no safe plastic. None. Number 2. Now about sugar. Sugar's in everything now. You have cured bacon in sugar. Sugar isn't a cure. Salt is a cure. Salt rearranges the molecular structure of the substance that it's in contact with. Salt kills bacteria and other stuff. Sugar doesn't actually kill the bacteria, it depletes it of oxygen. But wait! To actually be a real cure, the sugar has to be at a certain temperature, a certain moisture. You have to jump through hoops to cure something with sugar. Versus salt, you just put the salt all over the thing and boom, it's done. You can try and cure stuff with sugar, and you better know what you're doing. Otherwise, you're going to have sea sludge. You're going to have a big ball of goo on your hands. And the mold and the bacteria is going to grow because it's going to be like, oh my goodness, sugar. Oh, this is delicious. Sugar has pervaded our diets. Everything is sugar. If you want to get rid of man boobs, there's only 2 diets that are going to work for you. Water fasting, 20 days on out of the month, or going strict carnivores for 6 months. There is literally nothing else that is going to fix it. You might think vegan or some trash like that is going to help, but we've now discovered that plants don't want to be eaten. Did you know that? You know plants are eaten by insects and the bugs and stuff like that, and they can't run. Yeah, they can't run. A cow can actually run, technically speaking, can run. And if a cow got mad enough, it could come after you, you know. So the plants have developed systems called antinutrients, neurotoxins, all sorts of stuff like that. Phytochemicals, all of it. Everything that I just said, the plant has all of that. Not only do they block the vitamins in their own leaves, but they also, all the incoming nutrition for anything else that you need is also blocked. If that's what it's blocking. Until such time as you get it out of your system. But since you're vegan, you never get the plant matter out of your system. You're completely replenishing it. Also, we've discovered that plants are nowhere near bioavailable compared to meat. Bioavailable means that we process the food to get the nutrition out of the food that we eat. The more bioavailable that the food is to us, the more nutrition we're going to get out of the thing. We've discovered that plant life is 1% bioavailable. If it were 100%, we could eat grass like cows. You cannot get nutrition from grass. You cannot get nutrition from hay. And I'm trying to tell you, you basically can't get nutrition from plants and vegetables and fruits. You can get sugar from fruits. Compared to 60% to 90% with meat. And here's the fantastic thing about that. the meat that we eat gets plant life that's bioavailable to it. So the meat eats the plant and gets almost all the nutrition out of the plant because that's what it's geared towards. It has 2 stomachs and stuff like that, right? And then all of that nutrition goes into the meat cells. And when we eat it, since meat itself is almost 90% bioavailable to us, we get all the nutrition that's in the meat. And there you have it. Water fasting or carnivore is going to fix your ManBoobs, hands down. Anything else, you're just playing around with trying to get rid of it, right? Number 3, does exercise help? Yes, exercise helps. But if you're water fasting or doing carnivore, you want to probably shy away from doing any heavy exercise. Just do 1 hour of walking. Now, 1 hour of walking by itself is going to change your life. It's going to change if you keep doing 1 hour walks every day for an entire year, you're going to look like a different person. Just that alone. Try it. For all of you people listening who don't have ManBoobs, but you have something, this and that and the other, another wrong with you, try walking for an hour for a whole year. You'll look like a different person. You're probably going to look younger. You're going to be more fit. You're going to look younger. Hair is going to be better. Skin and nails are going to be better. Heart's going to be fantastic. Circulatory system is going to be great. And your brain is going to be, right? It's perfect. Just from walking an hour a day, every day for a whole year. So if you're doing the water fasting and the walking for an hour, you're going to be done in 30 days. Now, number 4, here is the icing on top. Probably the most important of everything, right? This is the cherry. This is the cream of the crop. When you're not on your water fast, right? I said 5 days on, 2 days off. So on the weekends, you're going to eat. But here's the deal. You're going to eat once a day. If you're on carnivore instead of the water fast, you're going to eat once a day. It's called the 1 meal a day thing, right? The idea is that you are in starvation mode for 22 hours. We're assuming that you're going to eat, and then for 2 hours, your body's going to try and digest the food, and then the clock is going to start ticking 2 hours after that. So for 22 hours, you're going to be in starvation mode, right? What it does is a new substance is introduced into the body. I'm sorry, I didn't look this up. And this substance comes into the body 12 hours after you have eaten. So it's not enough that you haven't eaten for 8 hours. You have to not eat for 12 hours. That's when it kicks in, this new substance. This substance, since you're not spending energy digesting anything, 3 things. It makes the body heal, more efficient, and it puts ketones into the bloodstream. Ketones use fat as energy instead of sugar. So you keep eating sugar into your diet, the ketones never get into your bloodstream. You fast for 12 hours, and I'm saying do it for 22 hours. Ketones are going to be put into your bloodstream, especially if you're on the water fast. On the water fast, that is kicking this into high gear, right? By day 2, you're in ketosis. You have ketones into your bloodstream. It is going to start eating the fat that is stored on your body. All of your organs actually prefer to use fat as energy instead of sugar. Your brain loves fat. Your brain is made out of fat. Your heart loves fat. Your circulatory system loves fat. Once it gets into this mode, it starts doing repairs. This is why the water fast is fantastic, and carnivore once a day is fantastic, right? Carnivore isn't going to introduce carbohydrates into your diet. People are going to say, but you need carbohydrates. It's one of the essentials of diet, of fat, protein, and carbohydrates. That is not true. That is bro science. Your body produces carbohydrates itself by processing protein into carbohydrates. So you do not need to eat donuts, sugar, Subway sandwiches, pumpkin spice lattes, apple pie, pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie, cornbread. You don't need to eat that for a source of nutrition. The body produces its own carbohydrates. Anything that the body produces itself is not needed in your diet. Calcium. The body produces its own calcium. Here's the cool thing. You need to infuse the body with vitamin D3. You can get that from the sun, or you can get that in your diet. And the vitamin D3 helps you process the calcium better. So your body produces the calcium. You couple that with the vitamin D3. Boom! You have a perfectly sufficient, efficient body with the calcium, right? You do not need to eat carbohydrates. With the water fast kicking in, the ketones into high gear, if you water fast for 5 days on, 2 days off, and still eat only once a day on the 2-day weekend, you'll be rid of the ManBoobs probably within 30 days. If you are one of those like skinny, chubby people, you'll be rid of your gut and you'll be rid of the ManBoobs, right? If you are skinny, chubby, there's something wrong that you're doing. So it's probably plastic all up in your house, probably sugar all up in your diet, and you're not doing any sort of exercise, and you're probably eating a bunch of stuff you think is healthy, but it's not. Following this protocol strictly for 30 days will get rid of the ManBoobs. If after 30 days you don't see any change, and I mean a drastic change, you need to go see the doctor. There's something actually wrong with you. And a lot of times, if you go to the doctor and say, I have ManBoobs, and the doctor say, well, just diet and exercise, blah, blah, blah. Now, if you do what I just said and there is no change and you have documentation, you can then go to the doctor and says, okay, I followed the Shakaama protocol to get rid of ManBoobs, and here's what I did, and there is no change. You need to test me for something else because there is something else wrong with me. There you go. There you go. I'm supposed to be a doctor, but I didn't want to spend 20 years in school. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being so lazy. Thank you all for watching. I hope this helps.